We're live.
Okay, welcome to the Open Color Podcast. I am Corey Willis. With me is V Shells Sheth.
Hello.
Quick shout out to our live stream viewers on YouTube, youtube.com/govnc. Thanks for watching. And to our listeners joining us via our podcast platforms, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing if you shared. If you haven't, share. Kick things off with some breaking news in relation to the show. It's finally been the Bears.
Finally.
I've been saying it for 20 episodes. Just when we thought it couldn't get any more real.
Even when we knew it wasn't the last 19 episodes,
it was the
Bears.
Woke up this morning to breaking news of a bear strolling around downtown. Well, not downtown, the market in Ottawa. And was there a bear?
There was. They ended up tranquilizing him or her, and the bear is safe and sound in custody, and no one got hurt, which is good, I guess. I didn't read too much into it. I don't know how or why the bear was strolling around the market in the first place. I mean, come on, it's Thursday, so there's not much going on until the evening.
So it's clearly not smarter than your average bear.
No, I mean, I guess he could have been trying to find a picnic basket, but I don't know. I don't know.
Soundboard. It's already been too old now.
But yeah, so the bear tax is here. How much do you think it's going to be? Probably the biggest tax hike in the history of the world.
Probably. It'll end up being probably the smallest tax hike in.
We'll see.
Just as long as they don't make us have to pay the homeowner tax.
That's right. Like that.
And to anyone who has not seen The Simpsons the last 29 years, shame on you.
Shame.
And especially if it included after 19 long episodes constant It Was the Bears references.
Now you know.
Man. You see, I find that these bear stories happen far more often than you think.
I definitely hear of them in Carlton Place, and every time I hear them, I think, what? Like, how is this happening? Like, how often does this happen? And I always think it's not very often. But I mean, once a year, twice a year is still.
Well, they're becoming more obscure. I found wasn't there one last week where a bear ended up in like some van where there was a kid or a bed with kids or something.
I just don't understand where are these bears coming from? Because it's rarely. Well, I mean, I guess we don't really hear the ones of like, oh, people were out camping and blah blah blah, because that's where you expect to see a bear. So, those stories don't really make breaking news or anything. But then when you see it downtown in a city, or yeah, like in near children in a van, like by a grocery store or something like that, like it's just how has that bear made it all the way to that point without people seeing it, people calling it in, the authorities coming, all that stuff? Because you gotta think the authorities take bear calls pretty seriously.
Would you though, especially around here, if you heard a call like, yeah, there's a bear walking around?
I think they'd have to at least make an effort to check it out to see if it's legit. But I mean, at that point, if the first time they get the call, it's been on Twitter for 20 minutes already, and it would take a lot of people to bamboozle the animal control or the police or whatever to be like, hey, everyone post about this bear right now, I'm gonna call it in. But I still just don't understand how it gets into very populated areas without
Yeah, because
like
there's not much
havoc.
greenery around the market.
No.
What if it's like a localized pet bear?
Could be. I mean, I guess it could have escaped from.
New
Nope,
York.
nope. There's no bear zoos around here.
Taking the kids down to the bear zoo.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Oh my
bear
god,
zoo.
one of them's missing.
Do they have any bears at this bear zoo?
No,
No.
it's a bear zoo. There's nothing
Yeah,
there.
just it's empty.
Should
How
have
much do
saved
you
that for
charge
the
for this
dad joke
bear
at the
zoo?
end.
Just open field. You just hand a guy $20. You just walk past. There's nothing here. It's the bear zoo. So this week, for at least for my family, was the first week back to school. You have any fond back to school memories?
No, well, I mean, I always enjoyed going back to university. Those ones were more fun. I always find the high school ones and the elementary school ones. I The people that I was excited to see again,
Yeah.
I hung out with all summer. You know,
Okay.
so like it was just basically seeing them more often, I guess, just like being stuck in school. But when I was, home from North Bay for 4 months now, and still talking to people here and there, but not actually getting to see them as often as I would like. Uh, Going back, that was a lot more exciting. But like I didn't enjoy my first few years of school. Just got bullied a lot, and after that, it was I was just seeing the same people anyway. I enjoyed it, but I don't have any like fun stories like, hey, remember that time someone came back and had 17 tattoos?
In second grade.
Yeah. Pack of smokes rolled up in his sleeve.
Oh, you went to school in the 50s.
Yeah.
Land of the Lost up in Carlton Place.
Yeah. What about you? Any crazy back to school or just like memories about back to school shopping or
I just remember always being like, I should say always having the need to get like, the new sneakers every year. And they always were like the $300 shoes and like you had to have them.
absolutely.
And then now, if it's more than like $50, I'm like, you crazy? This is my money I'm spending here.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's totally not fun.
I didn't know this though. Like when we first moved here, I think it was first grade. I didn't know that at the beginning, but I'm finding out later is that like a lot of the people that I met the first day of school and ended up becoming friends with, they're like, yeah, when you first moved here, we thought you were a girl.
There you go.
So I had that going for me.
Oh, is that
6 years of therapy later, I'm good.
maybe that's why you're so in touch with your feminine side.
It was just so obvious. It was there the whole time.
Staring you right in the face.
Even when I thought I was a guy, it was the Bears.
It was the Bears. Every damn time it was the Bears.
Yeah, football starts tonight. Is the Bears are the Bears playing?
Probably. Aren't they always playing? How many teams are in the NFL again?
32.
And then how many get a bye every week? Or is that pretty random, or is it like
no? It's usually
it's like 6 teams get a bye or whatever it is?
if I remember correctly, it's usually I think they set. I guess it's been probably like 6, 17 years since I've watched football, but they usually keep it pretty even. So it's likely if they go like 14 matchups, so that's what 28 teams. So then you'd have 4 off.
4.
Yeah. And they go every week until everyone's been off at least once.
Yeah.
But no, it's the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles are tonight. No.
Who? Oh, they're the only teams playing tonight.
It's kickoff, yes.
And
games will be on Sunday, and Monday.
So, is is that Nike ad airing
Yes,
in front of
for
this football game?
correct.
Or
For those uninitiated, okay, well, everyone should know it's been on. Everything's been talking.
everything?
Everyone's been talking about it. That Nike partnered up with former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick to be their new. He's one of it. He's not the
Yeah,
thing,
he's not like
but
the new
everyone's just
face.
focusing on that because if you didn't focus like that way, you wouldn't have a story really
Exactly.
of their Just Do It ad. So they bought some airtime on NBC for tonight's game to air that commercial and its glory in front of X millions of people who will watch tonight.
What did you think of it?
I
Like, oh, so I mean, I have a couple of sides on this, but what do you?
I indifferent. I don't care.
Yeah,
I the only problem. Okay, I have. Okay, so I should care. The only problems I have are I feel that Nike's trying to capitalize on his situation and the political aspects of it to garner publicity for themselves. I kind of feel like yeah, they are using him a bit. At the same time,
he's getting out, like he's getting stuff
yeah,
out of it too. It's a mutual
mutual using of
each other.
each other. Yeah.
um, yeah, like I agree. I thought that I thought the message was
Yeah,
very
and that message is, of course,
and,
getting that across.
and that message is it's not new to Nike right now because they recently after what's her name, Serena Williams got told that she wasn't allowed to wear a specific outfit or a specific kind of outfit
The
for
cat
the
suit,
US
I think they
Open,
call it.
the cat suit. Yeah. You know, Nike put out a thing that was like, you can take you can take the costume out of the superhero, but you can't take the superhero out of the costume or something like that. And, it was essentially, it was that the black and white ad with the small writing and then
Yeah.
just do it underneath. And I thought that was really good because she showed up the next day wearing like a black tutu and just destroyed whoever she was playing. So
Fired up.
basically, yeah, like it didn't matter what she's wearing. She's just that good. Um, but this ad I thought was really good because it was like, they talked about a lot of they talked about LeBron James and Serena Williams for sure.
Mhm.
But they also just talked about, you know, don't just try and be the next so and so. Be the first who you are, and just a lot of good single line, like one liner motivation posters, basically. Um, the thing I'm like, about is basically what you said. Like, whatever Nike's position is on kneeling for the anthem or any political stuff like that, like they're 100% cashing in on the fact that you know lots of people are with Kaepernick on this,
Mhm.
and they're absolutely exploiting his situation for it. But yeah, at the same time, like he needs redemption, or he needs a way to like kind of build his reputation back, or he needs to find a way to keep the cash flowing. So it works out well for both of them. I personally think that it's a very good, like powerful ad, but I also see the other side of it where it's clearly done um just
Yeah,
to
capitalize on the
get, yeah, to
politics.
capitalize on it for sure. And whatever stock, so when they first announced that they were gonna partner with him, a bunch of people started like burning Nike shoes and throwing hats and clothing and all that stuff in the fire, which like it makes no sense to
Yeah,
me.
I heard
They
the greatest line. Well, I should say the greatest, but the best like callback to this is like these idiots don't realize that they already have your money. Now
Yeah,
you're just destroying your own shit. It's
yeah,
like they cashed the check, but like now, like they got your money. Whether you buy anything else now is irrelevant because you're destroying what you have here, which that
exactly.
you already made your money from.
And
I also
so
noticed
like
that every video that I saw, it was a white guy doing it. who clearly doesn't get the message to begin with.
Yeah. But like that could also just be more political stuff, being like we're only going to show these ones. But I thought it was a good ad. I understand where both sides are coming from, but I enjoyed it. It didn't I don't know, it didn't like fire up any emotions in me, but I can see how it can be like a very like I shared it on Facebook, and I said ad of the year because honestly there's not going to be another commercial that we talked about, you know, this year, and I doubt there's going to be one going forward unless Nike makes more kind of on the similar vein as this one.
Yeah. Although I was a big fan of the meme that was going around shortly after.
Yeah, I think it's still great. Like the Thanos one. Did you see that one? Yeah, I think that
believe in something strong enough, it means like sacrificing half the universe or something.
And then did you see the Mike Tyson one? They made that.
No, I didn't see the Mike Tyson one.
It was just basically like, well, he's got his lisp. There's a lot of S's, so you could just imagine. It's like, because what was the actual quote? Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. And so the Mike Tyson one is just like, believe in something, just, even if it means sacrificing everything. That's just so good. I think the Thanos and the Tyson one were my two favorites. But yeah, it's like there's so many good ones.
Yeah, believe in something even means you have to sacrifice, even if it means sacrificing everything is the quote. Wow. And I haven't watched that movie in a couple weeks. You should watch that again.
Which one?
Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
It's just so good.
I
want to take the movie and I want to edit having like the post-credits stinger of Ragnarok. Like have that and then go into the opening credits of Infinity War and then have the rest of the movie just to have it all together.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's gonna be on.
I'm sure it's up there already.
saves me doing the work.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a breather before we get into more and pass it off to you for another installment of These Teas.
These Teas.
Sponsored by 80stees.com.
That's right. So this one I kind of chose it I guess to also have about the Colin Kaepernick thing. But basically, we got the two old guys from the Muppets, and
their names are,
I don't know, old guy 1 and old guy 2. Gary Oldman and
and Francis Geezer.
That's right. And then it says "Haters gonna hate," which is all these old guys do on the show.
It's Statler and Waldorf.
What is it?
Statler and Waldorf. That's who they are.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna remember that. Damn grumpy old men. But yeah, so that's it. It's the outline of those two guys. Sorry, audio listeners, we say this every week, but that's what you get for listening in the car and on the bus and whatnot.
Mental image of the shirt.
That's right.
That was V's Teas for this week. V's Teas, sponsored by 80stees.com. Enter the promo code OpenCollar30 at checkout and save yourself 30% on your purchase. 80stees.com. Celebrate your inner 80s kid with the raddest retro t-shirts and pop culture gear. Now, we are celebrating an anniversary this week. I'm sure you're aware. Google Chrome is 10 years old.
10. The big double digits.
And so everywhere we had a nice update. I updated it on my phone and on my iPad and on my computer. I find, at least on the iPhone, that it's very similar to Safari now in terms of the look and feel of it.
So Google's design language for all of their apps, for the last like three iterations, I think, of Android, maybe 4. They've been moving towards what they're calling material design, and it's basically very white, very clean, very rounded, essentially very iPhone-y. And there's a lot of places where it works well, and some places where I'm like, that's a bit too much white space in the apps. I really, really like it
White space.
on yeah, I really like
This is
it
a white
on
nationalist
the
social
I really
platform.
like it on the computer. Um, on my iPhone, I enjoy it also. And then I think it looks best on my Android phone, which it's a little similar. It's pretty similar to the iPhone one, but just a few differences here and there. But I think it looks great, like just very clean and very minimalistic, which is it's pretty great. But they also recently updated their Google Photos app and the YouTube app and the Gmail app and all that stuff to kind of follow along this design language so that everything looks the same, so you can pretty much tell that it's a Google product. Um, I'm really happy with it though. They also added a bunch of other stuff. They added a better built-in password manager than they are already had, which if anyone's ever heard me like scoff at people's passwords, you know who I'm talking about. Uh,
Sorry.
uh, the use of password manager is something that I think it's so it takes a little bit of time to get set up, but once you do it, it's so worth it. And then you just don't have to hit forget password every time or have to remember, oh, this one, did I need a letter for this one? Did I need an exclamation mark? How many letters? How many characters did I need? All that kind of stuff. Not something I've had to deal with in 2 or 3 years now. A little more than that since BlackBerry's password keeper on our bold 9900s.
Woo!
Yeah. So from that long ago, password managers have been very useful for me. Um, and I think I've only been let down once by it, which is pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, there's a better built-in password manager for Chrome, version 69.
Oh, I get it.
That's
Like
right.
the sex position.
Exactly.
See,
But
I've had I don't know. It's only been a couple days and I haven't run into it, but I have had lots of problems with the password manager on Chrome with it just remembering the password, not the username.
oh, really?
Yeah. Did the
I
autofill and it throws the password in, but the top username part is blank.
That's weird. I still don't use the Google or the Chrome password manager. I use LastPass as mine, and there's a LastPass extension for Chrome, so that's been the one that's been filling
See,
in my passwords, and it's great because it's available on Android and iPhone too, and then so it's been working well for me. But I had just read that the password manager on Chrome had been updated to be better. But I'm like, if you don't want to download a new app and whatever, I still suggest using Chrome's built-in one because
or
it's pretty easy.
be smart and use the same password for everything. You'll never
Right.
have to remember it.
That's right.
Just may make your life easier and
Also
easier for
makes
people to see.
hackers' lives easier.
Doing yourself a service and other people a service. If they really need to get your stuff, then one password, one
Pass,
password to rule them all,
password one exclamation mark with a capital P.
and have fives for the S's.
That's right.
That's too complicated. I've already forgot what it would be. Okay, so I know we just did one sponsor, but before we tackle some movie news, since you were not here last week, but you are aware, we do have another. I wouldn't say sponsor. Let's just say more of a partner.
Partner. Yep.
Yeah, sounds better. We partnered with Video ETA, a website I primarily used back in the day for finding out release dates for films and TV shows when they were on DVD. I still use it for such. information. So what they partnered with, and they offered us and our listeners a discount off movies from their site. So if you go on there and want to buy yourself movies, you can certainly do so. Enter the promo code COLLAR at checkout, and you can save yourself anywhere between 5 up to 25% off, depending on the title that you're looking to purchase. So that's it. Videoeta.com, BIDEOETA, just like that, one word.com. Promo code COLLAR. Now, I bring that up because we had some big movie news that came out yesterday. That's right. And that was the first look at Carol Danvers herself, Captain Marvel. Did you see the images that came out?
I did. She looks good.
What do you think?
I'm excited for the movie. I think everything looks great so far.
I have one beef, but I'll let you talk your stuff first.
Right now, so I've mentioned this before and more recently with superhero movies, is I'm really enjoying the ones that I have just zero knowledge about. You know, just going into it without having read the comic books when I was younger or anything like that. So Captain Marvel is going to be another one of those where I'm going to basically go in blind. Yeah. I know that she's very powerful. I know that it has something to do with the Krulls or the Skrulls or the Skulls. I don't know who those are. And I know that eventually she's going to help fight Thanos. So, and this movie is it's set in the 90s?
Yeah.
Early 90s? 80s?
90s.
Early 90s. So, you know, that'll be a nice little throwback too. But I really my high expectations for this movie are less so based on the actual movie, but more kind of like past Marvel movies, I guess, that are, you know, just things like Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man and stuff, like how they just very much they exceeded my expectations. And
I think if you compare anything to Thor Dark World, you are going to be very happy.
I'm very happy. Oh my god, it's the best movie ever.
Yeah.
But you know, those kinds of movies where I didn't know what was going on and I came out of it really liking them. And I have a feeling this will be the same. But it's also great because I know that it's going to be leading into Avengers 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also just kind of excited to see the movie and then maybe have some more insight on how they'll defeat Thanos or how they'll, you know, do whatever they have to do.
Maybe she'll team up. We don't know.
Exactly. You don't know.
Yeah. My only problem with what I saw so far was the Skrulls. Because if you look them up, they're far more green than that. This one kind of looked more yellowish.
Okay.
That's my only problem.
That's it, eh?
That's it. That's all problem with. I know we're for sure in phase 4 and beyond going to have more of a female-based Marvel universe. I have no problem with it. I don't know if we're going to have pushback because we have pushback with everything from social.
Absolutely.
Now, again, is it just male bias that it's females taking over, or is it we're at a point where these guys have to move on and people aren't ready to let go? Or is it both?
What do you mean? Who has to move on?
We're not going to have Tony Stark forever. We're not going to have Steve Rogers forever. So if you look at Marvel's products that they have left and how things can tie in together, who really do they have that's not a female superhero that they can tap into?
Right. You're saying if they, just because of the people they chose to do movies for the last
you built your whole roster for the last 10 years around guys. And again, those were your C-level, B-level guys. Now, you're going to get the X-Men back in Fantastic Four and all that stuff, but still, even those properties are still very heavily female influenced, right?
Yeah.
because your biggest storylines with the X-Men, which we're going to see when Dark Phoenix comes out, is Dark Phoenix, and that's centered around Jean Grey. Fantastic Four, you have Sue Storm, and all that stuff built around them. So again, if we're going to have the pushback, because we have pushback on everything that anyone ever does, is it again male bias, or just because we're at the point where we have these characters like Thor and Hulk and Iron Man and Captain, and they're all going to have to just be pushed to the side, and
Well, yeah,
this is what we're left with.
I think part of it has to be like people understand that movie contracts exist, and
What?
you can't just always be Iron Man, and also that like the actors are getting older, and maybe they can't, or they don't want to be that person anymore. Um, and there's also people just want to expand into different movies, and they don't want only the one character that they have. uh, I personally wouldn't care. I'd be like, I'll be Thor for the rest of my life. I don't care about that.
Just
But
keep signing the checks.
yeah, absolutely. um but I think it's like it's when you run out of, you know like we said, these are B and C level superheroes, but they're household names now. But
Yeah.
once you run out of that, you have to dig deeper into the well of characters that you have. And we know that they can do something with D level characters like Guardians. We know they can do something and make less superhero and more comedic movies like Ant-Man.
Yeah, if
And
you think about it, even take Guardians for an example too. Who's probably the most interesting, well-rounded character of those ones? And it's Gamora.
Groot. But
it's
yeah,
true.
you're
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
It's Gamora for sure. And but that's the thing. So with all of these, not all of the movies, but there's a lot of movies, especially the more recent ones, where the guy's the main character, but the girl is the like better, stronger, smarter character. So Gamora,
And the Wasp.
Shuri in Black Panther is they said that she's like the smartest person in the MCU. Um,
Smarter than Tony. Look out.
and then even Hope in
Yeah.
Ant-Man, like she was always the better superhero. She just got stifled by her dad, and that's how it's been for a while anyway. I mean, especially with Guardians, like Gamora shouldn't have been the one that Peter Quill had to save. It should have probably been the other way around.
Yeah.
But they have to throw out some sort of damsel in distress situation so that Peter Quill can come out on top. But I think they're running out of the guy characters. You're right, so they can't keep. They're not. They're being smart about it and not just rebooting things over and over. Uh, but we'll see. Because I'm not sure because I haven't read much about it. But so that in the comic books,
Mm-hmm.
they're having Girl Thor
Yeah.
and Girl like Spider Woman, all that kind
Well,
of
there's a
stuff.
lot of different like there's Spider
There,
Girl, Spider Woman, there's Silk, there's Gwen Stacy.
yeah,
She's I think she's Ghost Spider now. She was Spider Gwen for a while.
yeah. But like are they
Madam
gonna
Web.
adapt? Are they gonna adapt those to the movies as well?
Probably.
Because maybe we have another Thor movie where it's not
It's
Chris
Jane
Hemsworth.
Foster.
No,
That's who
I'd be,
is Thor now. Jane
I'd
took
be,
over.
I'd be out. If it was Natalie Portman, I'd be like, no, I'm okay.
She's Queen Amidala. That's enough.
That's right. Um, I'm excited to see where it goes. Because
As long as they don't just again reboot the character, like you said, reboot the characters.
yeah,
But because I know you have Jane taking over for Thor. You had uh Riri Williams, I think, is the new Iron Man. I think she's called Ironheart, I
sure.
think. which I think people are predicting that that's what they're going to do with Shuri.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's online rumors, but
It
just
has to be true.
right, it's online, it's on the internet. You can't make that stuff up. Does Wikipedia have it? Because anyone can go on there and put anything they want, and it's true.
That's true. That's how you know it's true.
That's right. If it's learned from The Office and Michael Scott, you know it's true. Well, I guess it goes back to like Ghostbusters. Like my problem with Ghostbusters being rebooted wasn't that it was being rebooted with women; it was that it was being rebooted at all because it didn't need to be done.
Exactly.
I said from the beginning, all they had to do was have the movie, could call it Ghostbusters, give it a subtitle, and it's the woman say, "Hey, we're going to open a Ghostbusters franchise," and then continued on with the movie. They didn't have to make it seem like the rest did not happen before. Just honor what was already there and do your own.
Exactly.
That's what they're going to do with Man in Black. They're rebooting it, but they're going to be different agents set in the same universe, just doing something slightly different.
Woman in Black.
Well, it's Thor in Black. It's Tib.
I don't.
And Oceans. I never saw Oceans, but I think you do people disservice by taking a franchise, rebooting it,
just for the sake of having it.
Yeah, just like, well, we're gonna give you guys a head start on making money because it's gonna be tied into this. Yeah. Like, no, why not just okay? Like, it's a heist movie.
It can still be tied into it if you want, but it can be
its own thing.
There's different ways to go about it, and the whole reboot copy and paste situation, but just change it out for girls is, I don't think that's a great way to do it. And it sucks because you say that and then people are like, oh, you just don't like it because it's all girls. And it's like, that's not the case at all. Like, that's completely...
I say let the movie speak for itself. Don't have it say, hey, we're doing this with this, but we're going to call it this so we can tie it into that thing that you guys used to. So come on out and watch it. This is another one of those.
Yeah.
Then it's, well, this one sucks by comparison. But if it was its own thing,
it might be.
But just sucked anyway.
It would just suck less. Maybe.
Or it could be better.
Yeah.
That's what she said. She said Ocean's 8 was better than the guys. I haven't seen it yet. You see it?
No, I have a hard time believing that.
Well, anything can be better than 12.
Yeah, that's true.
12 is when there's a subplot of the actress pretending that she's herself, but she's actually somebody else.
Yeah, that's you've already gone down the wrong path.
Julia Roberts is playing this character, but she's pretending to be Julia Roberts.
Playing this character.
And everyone's talking about how she looks like Julia Roberts. It's like, did you even try when you're writing the script? No? All right.
It shows.
So, Iron Fist season 2 comes out Friday, so tomorrow, according to this taping, or today if you're listening tomorrow. So far, I've heard it's better than season 1, which
is that
not saying much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get around to watching it eventually. I don't think it's
1 or both.
1 first, because I'd just be lost. But
it's hard, man.
I am kind of in the middle of a rewatching of that whole universe. So just with like Daredevil, like not very far, maybe 6 episodes into season 1 of Daredevil.
That's not middle. It's middle of season 1.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Middle of Daredevil. And then so I've got, I'm making my way pretty slowly, but and I think it's gonna go on hold starting tomorrow, or for reasons we'll discuss in a second. But all the reviews I read about, or at least the headlines I read about Iron Fist 2 or season 2, were that like better than the first, which maybe wasn't that hard, but they did a pretty good job of it. So, give it a shot. Basically, a lot of the ones I read were, don't judge this one on the first season, or don't
judge it on its own.
Don't skip it based on the first season.
Yeah, so like you, I rewatched Jessica Jones season 1 just before I watched season 2. Luke Cage, I kind of took a while to finish, so I've
Yeah, Luke Cage was, I don't know,
season 1 or season 2.
season 1. I had
Oh,
a hard
season 2
time.
was so much better.
Yeah, season 2 exactly. It was
Personally,
better, but yeah, season 1
I just
I
loved.
had a hard time.
I loved the villain with his Stokes, Bushmaster. Something about the Jamaican accent I thought was fantastic.
Just fits so well.
Yeah, and I'm 4 deep in season 2 of Daredevil.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I,
good.
I I still enjoyed the first season of Daredevil better than the second, but I think I've preferred the second season of everything else. Jessica Jones, Luke Cage.
Yeah, I like season 1 better of Jessica Jones than
Oh,
season
really?
2. Yeah,
I
I just
kind of
thought
yeah.
Kilgrave was a better villain.
Yeah, he was good. But I don't know. I maybe it's just because Daredevil, the first season was kind of the beginning of that whole thing, and they just did it
Yeah, no one
so
can top
well.
Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
That was a
So
great performance.
uh,
Save that for open discussion.
yeah. Wilson Fisk. He'll be in. He'll be in the new Spider-Man game that's coming out tomorrow.
You don't say.
I do say.
It's finally out. We've talked about it a bunch of times.
When did it E3?
Oh, it was last year's E3.
Right, but like when we saw kind of
Yes,
the
we saw.
major like the near final
You
web
got it.
slinging stuff.
Yeah, so it comes out tomorrow. My pre-order is ordered. They called.
I
It'll be in. I'll be picking it up, and then I will find time to sit down and play it.
Nice. Yeah,
When I
that's
will
pretty
do.
much why my daredeviling is gonna be on hold for the next little while. I feel like I think this might be the first time. Well, it's definitely gonna be the first time in a long time where my Switch goes unplayed for a day or two because I'm still
Until they port
playing.
this over.
Yeah, I'm still playing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Then this
still
will go away.
playing the Switch probably at least a couple times a day, just for quick, like 5 or 10 minutes. Uh, maybe a round of tennis or something like that.
Mm.
But this is gonna be. I don't know. I think I would love to have just like a 20-hour marathon. Uh, I hear the games. It's like a 15 to 20-hour game to finish. I like we've talked about it before, but I just want to spend
Yep.
3 hours swinging through New York and doing nothing else.
How far are you in the story? Story.
There's a story.
I stopped a couple robberies and some purse snatches.
Yep. But yeah, all the reviews are out for it, and everyone's just saying the swing mechanics are incredible, just so good. And then everything else about the game is great, and the bad stuff is the same bad stuff as it was in every other Spider-Man game, which is fights get repetitive.
It's like that with every
Exactly, it's
one of these. Like
any sort of
I'm
story
fairly certain they said the same thing with
about Arkham.
yeah. Once you got into like the second and third installments of it, you're just like it's the same thing. I think lesser extent with Arkham Origins, which was like it's the same thing, but it's worse somehow.
Oh, really?
I was I don't think it was Rocksteady that did it. I think it was like Warner Brothers Games in Montreal or something. It was basically it's like
Just so
Rocksteady
different.
like gave you everything and then they kind of played with it themselves and
Jerks.
screwed it up a little bit. But yeah, so reviews I've seen so far have been good.
Very, very positive. I'm really excited. I I wish I almost wish I didn't have a PlayStation so I could have pre-ordered the Spider-Man version of it.
But
But
that would have cost you so much more money.
I know, so much money. I'll just try. I'll get my one of a like a Spider-Man poster and just wrap the PlayStation up in it.
Yeah, fair enough. You get some like Skinnits or what have you.
Exactly. Well, I have my um, black and red D brand skin on it right now. Maybe I'll just trade it out for a blue.
There you go. So this one has some white to it too.
Yeah, I could draw on it with like some chalk. It's perfect.
Just sitting with like a big jumbo pack of chalk.
Yeah.
35.
This this ain't no sidewalk.
Just doing some hopscotch. I was gonna make a joke. Speaking of chalk, so Burt Reynolds passed away.
Oh God, why? That's. Oh,
I said I was going to. I didn't say it. I said I was going to say. Speaking of chalk, he wasn't murdered.
Sad.
That we know of.
That we know
of. But yeah, he was 82 years young or old, depending on your definition of age.
That's right.
Best known for Smoking the Bandit. You ever see those as a kid? Or no? Parents are into Smoking the Bandit.
No, they weren't Bandit.
The Indian version? Is there one?
Yeah.
Let's see. Smokey and the Bandit. It's gotta be some sort of version of it. I saw those as a kid myself. I don't know. Likely one of my grandpa was into those.
Yeah. My Burt Reynolds memories are pretty much confined to the one line in Happy Gilmore and the SNL skits with Norm Macdonald. Definitely like seen some movies, but no like one-liners stick in my mind the way. Hey, it must be Burt Reynolds.
Limo pulls up. I wonder who's in there. Must be Burt Reynolds or something. Yeah, I'm not like I was. These big movies. Deliverance, Smoking the Bandit series, Cannibal Run. Had a role, Striptease, more comedic, but the movie I remember him from, and I've seen it a couple times, and I definitely should not have watched it at the age that I saw it. Was Boogie Nights, Paul Thomas Anderson's movie.
Yeah. How old were you when you watched it?
It was when it came out on video. Remember video?
Like
they refer to it now as digital
DVD.
It was 97, so it would have came out 98, so I would have been 12.
Yeah, that's an appropriate age.
See an R rating.
You know the things. you know how to boogie.
At night, yeah, I know what night was. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I remember him most from, as well as he had stints, like guest appearances on like
TV
Golden
shows,
Girls and stuff.
Yeah.
But he played. I know he played football because that was when he. Oh yeah, he was also in the original Longest Yard, which is why he was in the remake of The Longest Yard with Adam. What's his face? Sandler. I know his name.
Adam Wee.
Yes, Adam West. So he cardiac arrest today.
Yeah.
Passed away. I'm sure
82 years old.
Age.
That's
He was scheduled or cast to be in Quentin Tarantino's latest flick, but I heard that he hadn't filmed his roles yet, so
we'll see.
And that's I don't know if he's got anything else in the pipeline. Let's take a look quickly as we send him off this mortal coil.
Wow.
I just bear with me. No pun intended. Bears.
Bears. Even when it was Burt Reynolds.
It was the Bears.
It was the Bears.
2 flicks coming out. So he will be missed.
He got mauled by a bear.
And that stopped his heart.
Yeah.
Maybe you imagine.
And the circle comes around.
Oh, that circle got the square.
Circle of life.
Circle of death. Okay. There's some other announcements we make, but I'm not entirely sure our third partner in crime round will be around next week, but we are scheduling, which I'm very excited for. Let's get the lawyers ready. A TV show theme song tournament where the winners will be decided by us on air. During the show, we will play some themes and vote and see what is determined to be the best TV show theme song from 80s, 90s sitcoms. I'm excited.
I already have a winner.
Yeah, I'm sure we all do.
Yeah.
At least whether that's the same one. So we'll throw it up with
get your brackets ready.
We're busting some brackets.
Yeah.
Let's end on a bad dad joke. We didn't do one last couple weeks. It's ran long, but let's try one out here. So you want to hear a joke about paper?
I do.
Never mind, it's terrible.
Oh.
Oh, my soundboard.
Oh, the soundboard. Come on.
Next time. Okay. So that's Open Collar for this week. Follow us socially, facebook.com/OpenCollarPodcast, Twitter and Instagram at OpenCollarPod. For Vishal, this is Corey, reminding you to keep it casual.
And also make sure you click up here for our last video and up here for our last spoiler cast. And that's all.